Okay, so have you ever been in a room where like everyone's kind of whispering and giving each other side eye?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's kind of the vibe we're getting into today with Macbeth,
Mm.
specifically Act 3, Scene 6.
Okay. Yeah?
So to set the scene, Macbeth's king now, right? But things are not exactly chill in Scotland.
Not at all.
Everyone's kind of suspicious, and there's this underlying sense of, uh-oh, this isn't going to end well.
Okay.
And that's where the scene comes in. It's all about those whispers and that growing sense of rebellion.
I'm ready to dive in.
I am, totally. So we start with Lennox talking to another lord,
Yeah.
right? And on the surface, it seems like pretty casual convo,
Yeah.
like just two guys catching up.
Mhm.
But the way they're talking, the things they're not saying, it's all very loaded.
Absolutely.
So what's fascinating here is how Shakespeare uses language to create this, like, whole atmosphere of suspicion.
Right.
Yeah, it's subtle but so effective. He's not hitting you over the head with it,
Yeah.
but there's this tension simmering beneath the surface. Totally. And one of the key things he does is give Lennox all these lines that are dripping with sarcasm. It's almost like a secret code for the audience.
Ooh, I like that. A secret code. It's like he's winking at us, letting us in on the joke.
Exactly. Like when Lennox says, the gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth, bury he was dead. He's basically highlighting how ridiculous Macbeth's supposed grief was. Like, oh yeah, Macbeth was so heartbroken,
Oh,
right?
and remember, the audience knows the truth about Duncan's death, so they're in on the joke. It's like a shared moment of, come on, we all know what's really going on here.
It's brilliant. And then there's that whole bit about Banquo's murder, right? Like, Lennox brings up how convenient it was that Banquo just happened to be walking too late, and then throws in this little suggestion that maybe, just maybe, his son Fleance killed him and then ran away.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, everyone knows Fleance is just a kid. Lennox is so obviously planting seeds of doubt about Macbeth's story.
Totally. He's basically saying, hey, doesn't this seem a little fishy to you?
Yeah. Like he's testing the waters with the other lord. What do you make of the other lord's reaction in all this? Like, is he buying what Lennox is selling?
Well, that's the interesting thing, isn't it? Because the other lord doesn't outright contradict Lennox. He doesn't jump in and defend Macbeth. It's more like he's just taking it all in. And Shakespeare kind of leaves it up to us to decide what that means, you know?
Yeah, I see that. It's like the whole scene is shrouded in this fog of fear, right?
Yeah.
No one wants to say what they're really thinking because who knows who's listening, who's going to run back to Macbeth and tell on them.
Exactly. They're all kind of trapped in this web of suspicion and paranoia. But then we get this little glimmer of hope. Macduff's gone to England.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is the huge turning point, right?
Yeah.
It shows that not everyone's just going to roll over and accept Macbeth's tyranny.
Definitely. And what's important here is that Macduff's not just running away to save his own skin. He's going to the English court to seek help from King Edward. He's actively trying to build a resistance against Macbeth.
Yeah. Talk about brave. It takes guts to stand up to a tyrant, especially when everyone else is too scared to even whisper a word of dissent.
Absolutely. And this is just the beginning. Like, think about what Macduff's defiance means for Macbeth. This isn't some random nobody. This is a powerful nobleman saying no to his face.
Yeah. It's a huge blow to his authority. And we see how it just fuels his paranoia even more. Like, we learn that Macbeth is already gearing up for war. He's obsessed with consolidating his power, and everyone's a potential enemy.
Right. He's spiraling.
Totally spiraling. And then there's this little detail about how Macbeth summoned Macduff, right?
Yeah.
And Macduff was just like, nope, not coming.
And the way the messenger delivers that news, so casual, like, oh yeah, Macduff said, sir, not I. You can practically hear the mic drop.
Seriously. It's like this tiny little moment, but it speaks volumes about how things are shifting.
For sure.
Macbeth's losing control. People are starting to see him for what he is, and they're not afraid to push back.
And then to close out the scene, you get this sense of longing and hope from Lennox. Like when he talks about wanting a swift blessing for their suffering country.
It really highlights the desperation of the situation, right? They're looking to England and maybe even to fate itself for some kind of deliverance from Macbeth.
Exactly. And it sets the stage for everything that's going to unfold later in the play. So the scene might be short, but it's packed with tension, hidden meanings, and foreshadowing.
It's like this little powder keg of rebellion just waiting to explode.
And it leaves us with some big questions to think about.
Like, how far will people go to resist Macbeth? What will the price of freedom be?
What do you think?
Oh, man. So much to unpack there. But I think that's a conversation for another time. Thanks for diving in with me today.
Always a pleasure.
And for everyone listening, keep those questions in mind as you continue reading or watching Macbeth. Things are about to get really, really interesting.